the question is what are the benefits of having quick change mixing chambers? So one of the things that we're used to is volume. Volume is 100% controlled by the actual mixing chamber in the gun, not the actual machine. Now the machine has an output capabilities of its own, but most of the time we're never actually using that capability. So a lot of what we see in the field is guys will throw in one size mixing chamber and they just run everything they do with that size mixing chamber. Well, to speed up production and also to just do a much better performance, we have the capability of a very quick change mixing chambers that you can change to any one of the sizes according to what you're doing. So if you're in a small cavity, a lot of guys will run a 42 or equivalent, something smaller. It's gonna slow down the fluid rate, which allows you to be able to lay in the foam according to the right thicknesses. And then when you get into a much larger area, you can do a change on your mixing chamber and have a much higher flow rate for somewhere that's going to be, needing a lot more foam a lot quicker. So by being on this type of gun, they have it set up to where it is very quick. You can literally have this thing in your pocket. They're very small. They don't take up a whole lot of space. They don't move. So a lot of times they're not getting scratched. So it's very easy to keep these in your pocket and be able to do a quick change. So if I start out on a wall and I'm doing a flash and bat and it's something very thin, we can knock out the wall. And then if I'm going to go right into the lid, I can literally just remove my air cap, which the mixing chambers are attached to in this type of gun. So we'll remove that, be able to pull our mixing chamber off. Say if I'm running a 37 or a 42 or even a 47, I'm able to pull these apart, set our old one to the side, grab the other size to it. And these are reverse threads, so be mindful when you're putting them in, you don't cross thread them. But once we got them threaded into place, just make sure that they sit loose in the way they are. They do have a marking on this or a tab that can only go in one direction. So then we can slide it into place with the groove that's on the inside, reattach our mixing chamber. And on the older guns, one of the other features was we're not supposed to use a tool to put on your air cap, but in this case, it's necessary. Because these mixing chambers have a seat on the front of them, you actually have to use your tool and cinch it on down to seat your mixing chamber, and now you're up and running. You can go right back into a larger mixing chamber, bounce back and forth between the two according to whatever you have on that job size within seconds. With that, you're allowed to actually have much less downtime, and the biggest feature is not having multiple guns. That comes at a much higher cost. So that alone, being able to change it quickly, is going to be able to save a lot of time and money.